Por la mañana café, por la tarde ron. We're not doing rum today. We are doing Puttanesca. Puttanesca, also known as horsas. You know, puta is also whore in Spanish as well as Italian. Romance languages for the win. So Puttanesca, in theory, like the whores, they used to like sell the sauce. It's like made up of different shit that you kind of are supposed to have lying around. Tomatoes, garlic, olives, capers, anchovies, parmegiano, parsley, peperoncino. I'm inviting you here today to Esca's Kitchen. We're gonna make Puttanesca. And we're gonna talk shit about Emlia Perez. Because even though there's been like 10,000 video essays regarding this shit movie, I feel like I have a specific perspective. And also the shit that is happening in Mexico is fucking hilarious, dude. Like, we love to see Mexican TikTok just get fucking pissed off at something. So, let's get ready to cook. Oh, right, we're also gonna make our own pasta, of course. I'm eating Italian food because I'm not currently pissed at Italians. I am pissed at French people. So much so that I stopped taking Duolingo French because I was like, fuck the French. It's crazy how France, last year they did Anatomy of a Fall and this year they're putting this shit out? Like, girl, my god. Anyways, what am I doing? I'm gonna get wine. Getting some wine while I whine. Cheers. Oh, we're also gonna need olive oil. First things first, we need 200 grams of tomato. Okay, this is about 300. You know what? I'm ignoring this. I'm gonna do 450. So 5 tomatoes. Grab a pot, boil water. Now, oh hello baby. How you been? Good to hear. 200 grams of flour. There we go, 200 grams. Into the KitchenAid, 2 eggs. 1, 2. Whoop. Well, that's not right. Bro, what the fuck? So now, let's measure out everything. Okay, 60 grams of olive, 40 grams of caper. 2 garlic cloves, let's do 3. Not this one. This one is with child. Look at my pregnant garlic. Thank you, baby. Mwah. Love you. It's always nice to see you. So remember, put a little bit of flour. What is happening here? So I've said it 1,000 times before, but like the dough sucks. So ignore it sucking and start fucking it up in the pasta machine. Look what I got. I'm like a professional. Cut it in 4s. So it's easier to manipulate. Let's pass it a couple of times in the one. So Emlia Perez is a 2024 movie made by a French dude about a Mexican drug cartel person who transitions, right? And at the beginning, I was super excited to see it because Mexicans, we love that shit. We love when other people talk about Mexico. We're fucking egocentral. Everything started to go to shit because a bunch of audios started to resurface of like Selena Gomez speaking like really shit Spanish. And a lot of people got really pissed because Selena Gomez has been basically using her Mexican heritage identity to like sell to the Latino audience. And famously, she was hired by Pantene Mexico, like Pantene, to do hair commercial. And Mexicans clowned on her because the way she talked was like shit. And it was a meme in Mexico. Instead of hiring a Mexican actress, they hired Selena because she's Mexican. There's this actor in Mexico called Eugenio Derbez. Can I just say, I keep fucking laughing my ass off because all the video essays of the gringos are like, Eugenio Derbez. All of the gringos who are talking about it are like Emlia Perez, and it's like, it's Perez. It's Perez. The accent is there. Perez, not Perez. Like Perez Hilton. No, it's Perez. It's Perez, wait. Verga. Okay, so these have been like flattened out. Get like a thing. My god, I don't know how to speak any language now. So cover this up while you're working on your pieces. I'm gonna do 5. Anyways, Derbez. It was like, the Spanish was shit. And then Selena, where she was like, I didn't have time to practice. And then I saw a bunch of people making excuses like, Selena's super courageous for actually being like a 3rd generation Latino and learning Spanish. And actually all the Latinas that are criticizing her should understand how hard it is to learn. No, girl, it's a fucking excuse. Stop making excuses. She doesn't fucking want to learn Spanish. Why? Because it's poor people language.
L'espagnol est une langue de pays émergent. C'est une langue de pays modeste, de pauvres, de migrants.
Because economically, what are the Latinos gonna do? They only pay in pesos. Ew, disgusting. So why would you do that? Put flour so they don't stick together. Your espagueto. Okay, So Zoe, you know, whatever. She's done some like questionable shit, like the time she did the Nina Simone thing. But what's really pissing me off is this fucking Carla Sofia Gascon bitch. Because oh my dear god, there's a lot of things that's pissed me off about this performance. Because I've seen a lot of trans people saying that they appreciate that it's cool that they actually did like they got a trans actress and then they did the makeup to take her and like turn her into man as a pre-transition self. But can I just say something? The pre-transition is fucking brown face. Like Carla Sofia Gascon is a fucking white, blonde, blue-eyed lady. So her little like, oh, she played a dude. Yeah, they gave her brown eyes, brown hair, and they tanned her. And I saw a comment that said they did her makeup to be as tan as So Saldaña. So Saldaña, who's fucking Dominican. So they got this fucking white European lady and they did fucking brown face on her so she looks more Mexican, and they did her nose thicker so she looked more indigenous. So when she got all her little like surgeries, she also became European. It's pissing me off so much that people are praising the makeup when it's fucking so, it's all bad. Everything is bad. Also Carla, this is all context, but like in Spain, gato is not a bad word. Actually, people who are from Madrid call themselves gatos, which is cat. And in Spain, you also say cuatro gatos to symbolize like that no one goes. Your movie is so bad that only 4 cats went to see it. That is Spanish slang. However, in Mexico, cat is used to refer to poor people, tacky people. It's a slur. You don't call random people gatos. When Carla Sofia tweeted out the only 4 cats are gonna be mad, people are saying, no, that's a Spanish word. However, in that same tweet, she also tweeted, 4 cats won't like it. However, good Mexicans, mexicanos bien, which is a way that Mexicans say nice Mexicans, as in white Mexicans, as in Spanish descent Mexicans, not indigenous descent Mexicans, they're gonna like it. She actually ended up changing her tweet because people were like, oh, look, you're falling into Mexican colorism. Oh, so bad all around. And it's also so fucked up that like all of her acting roles has been in Mexican cinema, and then she can turn around and be like, I agree with the director, there's no talented Mexicans, when it's like, girl, you have been working alongside the Mexican, like, oh my god, it's so bad. There's also more tweets that have come out, and now there's a whole thing happening there where she might lose her nomination, but it's like, she's also been super disrespectful. Everybody was being so disrespectful. Like, the valid criticisms, like, Eugenio Derbez was not mean to Selena. He was just like, the Spanish was shit. And she had agreed that the Spanish was shit.
I'm not as happy with what I feel like I could have done in Spanish. Perhaps I could have had more time with it.
It's so disrespectful. Just like, I decided to do a movie about Mexicans and get a Spanish person and a Dominican person, and I also hate that this guy is like pretending that he didn't know who Selena Gomez was. It's like, girl, that is the most followed woman on Instagram. She's been famous for like 15 years. Also, you got Zoe Saldaña, box office, the biggest box office hit in the world. Zoe Saldaña's been in all of them because she's in Avatar and in Avengers. So you hired her. And also, I'm sorry, but Zoe being like, soy mexicana with a fucking Dominican accent is so jarring. It's like accents, just accents. Imagine if a movie was set in the US and they're supposed to be American, and then the main person was a British person who was saying, I'm an American, in a British accent the whole time. And then you got another character, which would be Zoe, and she would be like, I'm American with an Australian accent. That's how different the accents are. I know that if you don't speak Spanish, it doesn't sound as bad. And like the Spanish guys, like, it's so bad. So, bienvenido. You say that when you invite someone over to your house, you're like, bienvenido a mi casa, you know, like, welcome. But you also, you're welcome. So how do you say, after you say gracias, you respond with de nada. That's how you respond. Like, grazie prego, gracias de nada. So she's saying like de nada, but they traduced it to bienvenida. Like, it's so todo mal. Anyways, in good news, some fucking Mexicans did their own Emilia Perez ripoff that is called Joan Sacre Bleu. And it's got so many views on YouTube. It's so stupid. So pasta's ready. You grab your tomatoes and you cut the back like this and throw it in the boiling water. The Spanish is so bad, like the hasta me duele la pinche vulva. Nada más de recordarme. Because you wouldn't say vulva, you would say maybe vagina. Or coño. You would say coño. Me duele el puto coño. Put some cold water. So take out the tomatoes. Leave the water in because that's where you're cooking your pasta. Let's chop up your capers and your this thing. Oh my god. I don't know. It would be kind of funny if they do lose their nomination because all this shit is coming out. Put olive oil and garlic. So now that your garlic is toasted, add in your mushed olives and capers. I've lowered the heat a little bit because that was kind of hot. Grab your anchovies and chop them up. You know, mush them up. Okay, so this in. Peel your potatoes. My god. Crazy because Zoe Saldana was like, I hope we can play one of the songs from the movie and it'll be like a love letter to Mexico. And Mexicans were like, love letter to Mexico. Love letter to Mexico, Coco. And you know, that's what a lot of Mexicans were also saying, that it's like, imagine if they would have done a mariachi song. That would have been fucking awesome. Add a peperoncino a little bit. Now roughly chop this. Okay, so throw these in. So anchovies, capers, and peperoncino in. So now the tomatoes, and like press them down to cut them up. And we're gonna put this up a bit to a 3. And let's start cooking this. So I've switched to red wine because we're always at the end and it's dark out because I don't know how to organize myself. So sorry. Pasta in. 3 minutes. Add a little bit of the starchy water into your sauce. While this is cooking, get our parsley ready. And I'll say we didn't add salt because anchovies and the cheese have a lot of salt, so it's unnecessary. It is kind of shit that, you know, Mexicans, we were saying like, hey guys, this girl is giving us like bad vibes. And people were like, oh, well, we don't know because we don't understand your weird culture, Mexicans. And now that she's really obvious, people are like, oh my god, what the fuck? And Mexicans are like, yeah, she was being really shit before. You just didn't believe us because you didn't understand our slang. It's terrible. It's terrible. And you know what sucks? We lost Memo. We lost Guillermo del Toro. The French director was like, this movie's gonna be so popular in Mexico, we should like release it in cinemas. And then Mexicans started boycotting it. Cinepolis, the biggest Mexican cinema brand, did a commercial of Memo being like, I love this movie, come watch it. So now everybody, instead of wanting to watch the movie, have now turned on Memo. And we're all like, Memo? Te perdimos? I have a theory. I have a conspiracy theory. I believe that people don't watch the Oscars anymore. So when everybody started talking about there's so many video essays and everything, the Oscars were like, we gotta nominate it so that people will like rage watch it. Okay, let me try my pasta to see if it's ready. Sauce in. Now we got the pasta. Woo, look at my spaghetti. Spaghetti. Okay, so mix this. Let's see if I can be cool. Oh shit. Into that Perez parsley. Okie dokie, artichoke. Horse sauce. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Cause you gotta say hoes, not whores. Anyways, this is hoe sauce. Are you on your hoe shit? Maybe you're in your hoe sauce. Very good, very good. This is very good. I highly recommend. I think it's easy to make. Crowd pleaser. There's some whores in this horse sauce. Puttanesca. I was thinking it would have been so cool if the songs would have been like made by Molotov. I just think about the good version of Emilia Perez, the one where the French guy was actually interested in learning anything about Mexico and like made some fucking bomb ass mariachi songs like.
Y hasta me duele la pinche vulva de acordarme de ti. Es que tú eres la única por la que volví.
I will say that like from peanuts to vagina has been stuck in my head for like a couple of weeks now. It's kind of sad. Anyways, the memes in Mexico are hilarious. There's one gynecologist guy did a TikTok that was like thinking about the lady who gave birth to a 5-kilo child, and he was like,
hasta me duele la pinche vulva nada más de acordarme de ti.
That one was really good. And then people are comparing because
There is.
this like cartoon in Mexico about drunk eggs, and they're teaching you how to make a recipe, and then they keep drinking and they become more incoherent, which now that I'm talking like this, I'm like, girl, maybe you are a huevo cartoon. And so people are saying that Selena sounds like a huevo cartoon when she's like,
Mi marido en la escuela. ¿Por qué siempre hay que cenar guacalao?
now everybody's like, the enemy is always the French. And then now you got Joan Sacre Bleu. Like the comments under Joan Sacre Bleu are so good. But yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know. I feel like it's like a fun thing to follow, like when Morbius was happening. Cheers. See you next time. Bye.
Bienvenidos a la paz, donde tú vas a encontrar